I'm here at Parc Messila, the beginning of Parc Messila in Jerusalem. I brought a friend with me. You may recognize him from the channel Seekers of Unity.
Hey, yeah.
If you want to say anything about that.
Come check it out. We have some cool content.
And we're going to look into Jerusalem's Lost Railway. The Jaffa-Jerusalem Railway opened in 1892, financed by local nobleman Yosef Navon and constructed by a French contractor to make Jerusalem accessible by rail, approaching the Old City from the south and terminating at the Old Khan caravan station. An additional station was opened at the Tish Zoological Gardens in 1996. Whereas the Jaffa section began to be cut back as early as the Israeli War of Independence, the Jerusalem section remained opened in its entirety until 1998, when the entire line underwent significant renovations. When the line reopened in 2003, a new terminus was established at Malcha, which was being developed into a new commercial center based around Teddy Stadium. This is why Malcha and Biblical Zoo stations are so close to each other, with less than a kilometer separating their respective platforms. Just as in Tel Aviv, the disused section of the line was turned into a green space for walking and cycling. And, just as in Tel Aviv, the old single track remains in place as a testament to its origins. So, now there are plans to not only reopen this section and reopen the old Jerusalem Central Station, but to connect it to the new line, which runs through the northern part of the city, so there will be one continuous railway going in an arc through the city. So you'll have Navon, Mamila, Khan, Malcha, Ganacheo, Tatanachi. Plans for extensions to the new railway have been in flux a lot. There was at one point a plan to build a station under the Kotel, under the Western Wall, and name it after Donald Trump. I am skeptical of how serious that plan ever was, but now the plan is to connect it just through, so you'll have one continuous rail line. And I think that's going to be really good, not just for people coming in and out of Jerusalem, but for people going to different parts of Jerusalem, because I think you know that building a city on tops of mountains, it's not very easy to get around. So my question is, like, if they're rebuilding this, where are they going to rebuild it? Like, this is parkland, it's open to the public. Like, they'll probably all have to do it entirely underground.
Considering the amount of excavation they did on the entry to Jerusalem, I think they're fully capable of doing that.
It's a lot more expensive, though.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite spots in Jerusalem. It's called in Hebrew Tachanat Sfarim, which is not a bus stop, but a book stop. And people come and bring books that they have at home that they're not reading, or that they got from their grandparents that they're not interested in reading, and they drop it here off at the book stop, and people come and take for free and leave for free, and it's a really great communal resource for people to come and I get great books here, great philosophy books, and meet interesting people that are interested in reading books as well. A few weeks ago, or months ago, someone had lit a fire, tried burning down the books. They weren't quite fans of the free open information exchange, but they've fixed it up since then, luckily.
Yes. Coming up now on Tachanat Rishona, what I had labeled as Khan, but it's actually, the station is not called Khan, and it never was. It was called that because it was next to the old Khan caravan stop.
Come back here on a Thursday night and this place is popping. There's music, there's bars, there's
I've
people.
never thought of Jerusalem as a place that is happening at night.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you betcha.
This part of the railroad goes through a part of Jerusalem that I've never been to, even though I've been many times, because like most of the growth was along the Jaffa Road, like I said before. And this is and Jaffa Road kind of separates the secular and ultra-religious sections of the city, whereas this is much deeper in the secular area.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anybody who lived here, so I'd never been down here. Like, even when I've had a much more enjoyable experience visiting Jerusalem on my own rather than being guided, you don't know what you don't know.
Well, you have to come back for when the nightlife is on and I'll show you around.
All right,
There's a
thanks.
couple hot spots. You have the Shuk Machane Yehuda, you have downtown.
I've been there many times.
But then you have this area as well, which is really, you have Alza, which is also popping on a Thursday and a Saturday night.
All right.
But this is a great spot.
So this is where the platform was. I mean, it is a platform still. It actually looks a lot like Jaffa Station. Even the station building designs are pretty identical. Go ahead.
Up here under the canopy, under the marquee, where the big neon heart is, there's a stage where they have musical performances like once a fortnight or so. And on Fridays, I think the first Friday of every month, there's a musical Kabbalat Shabbat here, which is the prayer service welcoming the Sabbath. I think it's like every Thursday or so. This is all opened up here for a market and people are selling all their handmade jewelries and kachkas and little cute things and people are here shopping. It's quite nice.
Yeah, this is actually a lot more expansive than the Jaffa counterpart. They missed a real opportunity not calling it the kosher kitchen car.